Violently gunned down. Columbus Schools has lost 15 students to gun violence this year alone. Last year, we proposed to Director of Public Safety, George Speaks, a nationally recognized and proven initiative to reduce gang violence. While different cities refer to it with different names, it is basically a carrot and stick approach for the community to come together with known gang members. Gang members are frequently in the probation or parole system. Probation can require members to attend call-in sessions where community leaders and law enforcement officials meet with them to deliver 2 messages for the members to share with their community. The first message is that the gun violence must stop. Any further gun violence will result in federal prosecution that targets the entire group that committed the violence. That's the stick. The second message is one of hope. An array of social services and support is offered to assist gang members on a path away from the violence. That's the carrot. George Speaks, the Director of Public Safety, takes this campaign seriously. In November, Bread leaders traveled to Akron with Director Speaks and other Columbus and county officials, including probations, the court, the county prosecutor, and the Columbus Police Gang Unit, and we got to observe a call-in session. At the beginning, the young men seemed resentful and bored. As the session went on, they started to listen to the message of hope from clergy representation and the tragic stories presented by victims of violent crimes. I sensed that some hope began to form for the possibility of a better life. On the ride home with our city and county officials, I could see they were excited to implement this initiative in Columbus. We understand that this initiative requires a broad level of ownership. We know that Director Speaks has been working hard to build that ownership locally and is very close to launching the initiative. I would like us to take a moment for us to applaud the leadership of Director Speaks that he's shown thus far for us. Director Speaks, our committee is confident that with your continued leadership, this initiative will soon be a reality in Columbus. I would like to give you 2 minutes if you choose to say a few words.
It's an honor to be here tonight and to collaborate with Bread to make our community ever safer. Let me begin by sharing some data regarding violent crime in the city of Columbus. In 2015, violent crime decreased for the 5th consecutive year. At the same time, our population continues to increase. This is a wonderful inverse relationship. Columbus is one of the safest large cities in our nation. However, this is not to imply that we do not have violent crime. Rather, I share this data with you to place the following 2015 crime data in its proper context. In 2015, our Columbus Division of Police received over 1.3 million calls for service. These calls for service included responding to violent situations, including 5,695 responses to a person with a gun, 2,283 responses to a person with a knife, 6,102 responses to shots fired. In recent years, we averaged just under 100 homicides annually. The 2015 crime statistics underscore why we must work together to stop the violence, why this initiative is so important. Working with Bread and with the full support of Mayor Ginther, we have assembled an amazing team. The team will address those violent individuals in our community who are on probation and who will be summoned to a meeting by the court of common pleas. Our gang unit and probation department are currently identifying those participants. Our social service agencies will describe to the participants various opportunities, educational, medical, vocational. Our bread ministers will describe the impact of gun violence in our neighborhood. Our grieving mothers will describe what it's like to lose a son or a daughter. Our Division of Fire paramedics and our EMS doctor will describe and illustrate the horrible effects of a bullet to the body, and, if the recipient should live, what it's like to wear a colostomy bag, or to be a paraplegic or quadriplegic. And if that still doesn't get their attention, our county and federal prosecutors will describe the federal law as it relates to gun offenses and the 15-year mandatory sentence for using a gun with no possibility of parole. And let me underscore that 15 years is in addition to the sentence for the underlying crime. The Court of Common Pleas is working and discussing this issue. My goal and hope is to report back to you this fall on a very very successful initiative to stop the violence. Thank you so much for your collaboration.